Nick Moorhatch. I'm a grateful addict in recovery, and I'm really happy and proud to be here. I wanted to speak about my past, how I got addicted back in the mid-60s. Delivering flowers out in the Haight-Ashbury while going to high school. I noticed a lot of guys had shoulder-length hair sitting on the steps of Victorian houses, and I couldn't figure out why a man wanted to let his hair grow down to his shoulders. I soon found out that the rock music that was happening at the time, with Bill Graham sending in these groups from all over the nation, and people coming out there and tuning on, turning out, and smoking weed and experimenting with different drugs, that this was a lifestyle that people refer to as being a hippie, free love, tuning in, turning on, and dropping out. And there was free concerts out in the panhandle of Golden Gate Park, and people were experimenting with marijuana from all over the world. This is what was happening. People didn't realize that the path of addiction didn't have a time zone where they would know when they would stop. They felt good, and someone introduced them to drugs. I had my best friend introduce me to marijuana, and when I smoked marijuana at like 17 years old, I really didn't know what I was looking for. I didn't know the high that I was supposed to feel. Later, it was LSD at the time. It was real popular. Peyote and mushrooms from Mexico, psilocybin, that made you hallucinate. I didn't realize that later on, this path of addiction was going to take me 34 years to make the loop. That getting involved with people that use drugs, there was now an opportunity to transport drugs from foreign countries, which seemed really exciting at the time, to make a big amount of money, talking in code, only associating with people that got high, that got stoned. I didn't realize I now started a journey down the wrong road of addiction. How important is addiction? Is it a matter of life and death? When we talk about Class A narcotics like heroin, that can freeze your heart, cocaine, that's so addictive that it's going to take 10, 20 years to really realize it's time to stop buying cocaine that made you feel so good. What about marijuana? At the time, it wasn't as strong as it is now. Now it's 10 times stronger, and I'll get to that in a moment. LSD. There was some famous LSD at the time made by Osley. Window Pane, Orange Sunshine. The music and the drugs meshed. Jimi Hendrix was pumping out songs that talked about drugs. Purple Haze. They had Purple Haze LSD. This was the time that Nick got started on his path of addiction. When I realized that the spiral of addiction with methamphetamine and all drugs brought me down, that the pattern repeated. If I stopped using drugs and went back to them, I picked up where I left off, regardless of how much time that I stopped for. The pattern repeats. All the people seated here have been given another chance to get back into a normal lifestyle. The choice is yours. You came in because you pushed too hard on your addiction and you're in a detox center. But the truth of the matter is you have a chance to do something about it. So how blessed are you? Sitting here in a detox center with other people that also push too hard. We're human beings, we're not perfect. When we were out there medicating on drugs, we felt no pain. An escape from reality. But we were destroying the only people that loved us, our family, our parents. Now it's time to do something about it. That's why I consider this center as a holy place. A place where a person can realize that it's over. If you can look in the mirror and see the eyes that are looking in the mirror and realize those are your eyes and it's over once and for all. You can take that first step, that first major big step on a road of sobriety, on a road of being clean and sober, and know you're never going back. That this bus that we're on only goes forward. There's no U-turns, there's no round trips. And the bus driver is my higher power. This is the way to beat an addiction. If you're not ready to give up your old ways and think that you can go back to getting high, maybe you won't be given that chance again that you've been given now, seated here. You have to realize that you're seated in the best place in the Bay Area. That Marin County can give you the attention that you need to beat this addiction. Because if you push too hard on the addiction, it will take you down. It will take your breath away. Regardless of if it's alcohol, if you don't stop drinking, what is going to happen? Cirrhosis of the liver, alcohol poisoning, where a person that cannot stop drinking, there's a clinical name, and that clinical name term is called a wet head stage 3. This is a person that can't stop. He's been doing it so many years. What's going to go out? His liver? Her liver? We have to address the situation of addiction now. This ground is holy, and when I come here, I kiss the floor. Every time. How proud am I to be here in front of you? I have a small amount of clean time, 7 years, day at a time. If you relapse, you can't hold that against yourself. You stand up, you dust yourself off, and you continue to go forward. Who's the person that's going to be successful in recovery? Is it a stronger person than the other person? No. It's the person that uses all the tools they learned studying chemical dependency. This person here, there has a program, has a sponsor, can go to a meeting, practice the 12 steps, and not associate with anybody that uses. That's right. Because the people that use that you thought were your friends were never your friends. If you realize they were there when you had something to share with them, that's why they came around. And when it was gone, they were gone. So when you leave the detox center and have a plan for your life, for your future, this person can take that first major step and realize it's over. And when I say it's over, I'm saying it's over for life, the rest of your life. This person needs to realize they cannot associate with anybody that uses. That's number one. That has to be number one. I don't care if it's your brother, sister, parent. If you want recovery for yourself, this is the road to a successful recovery. Not associating with people that use. You see them, hello, and you keep going. The recovering alcoholic can't go back in a bar and shoot a game of pool. Somebody's going to offer him a drink. And the dope addict can't go and associate with people on the corner that he used to buy drugs from and get high with that'll tell him who's got the best drugs in town, the best price. The phone numbers, the addresses, they're gone. You can't move away from the addiction because they have drugs and alcohol all over the country. So the person that's going to be successful in recovery is the person that uses all these tools. We call them tools, which is a flag going up. Here's so-and-so, they're talking about how high they got and how good they felt. You don't associate with that person anymore. So you're not going to hear about it. You're not going to be offered any drugs or alcohol anymore, and you're not going to see any anymore. Why? Because you don't associate. Maybe you go to a meeting and just hang out with people in recovery. That's fine. They can be trusted. Or people that don't have an addiction problem. Now, getting to the bottom line of this person that's going to be successful in recovery, and who is this person? It's the person that makes the right choice for the day. This is the person that has a chance of saving their own life. You've all been blessed. You can't be in a better place.